Well, with the likes of Bournemouth winning and teams around us picking up points yesterday, this game is absolutely massive as Aston Villa took the trip down from Birmingham to East London to take on a West Ham side. One midweek over in Cyprus, but last time out in the Premier League was a dire performance down on the South Coast versus Brighton. Hope you are all well. This is our starting night reaction and build-up show for West Ham versus Aston Villa. I've got a couple of guests with me. Firstly, Ollie, how are you?
Yeah, nice, Jake. Nice to see you again, mate.
Yeah, good to see you as well. And Kieran, who's recovering from his trip over here. He's back in Australia now. Kieran, what's the time?
Yeah. What time now? Oh, God, what is it? It's nearly 10 to 11.
Oh, not too bad.
In the evening, yes.
Yeah.
No, had a great trip, mate, and it's good to be back. The jet lag's still not quite gone away, but all good.
Good stuff. Of course, you come back to a massive game for West Ham today. From your West Ham bias perspective, Ollie, how do you see this going today?
If you want my honest opinion, Jake, I think West Ham are going to find it really hard today. It's nothing against them. I just think Aston Villa are going very, very well at the moment. Emery certainly got them playing, to a very high level, and West Ham have been poor. There's no hiding the fact. I think Moyes, personally, I think he needs to go. I think the only thing that's holding him still there is that 4-0 win against Nottingham Forest, and obviously the Europa League win as well. But if they can get a point, I think that would be a great result for West Ham today. I really do.
I think it's difficult because results like that win against Everton at home, that thumping in the end for Nottingham Forest at home, and then winning in Cyprus midweek, it is sort of prolonging what we all want to happen now, and we're in a really difficult situation where we look where that massive El Sakiko game, Kieran, versus Everton. We won the match, but it looks like we've been over time, using hindsight, we look like we've been the losers because now Everton are picking up points. They're above the relegation zone. They're above us, where they were really, really dire against us. It's a really difficult situation where the longer this goes on, it's just not looking good.
No. Everyone has their tipping point, Jaggy, and mine. I go early. Mine was before the World Cup. I wouldn't have let it get to that Everton game. I wouldn't have let it come to that. I would have done Moyes out the door before the World Cup because the writing was on the wall. It was on the wall then, right? And we prolong it, and then we go, oh, what about this game? This is so crucial for him to keep his job. And then Everton, they were dire, and we beat them, and so we should have done. And that, that gets rid of Lampard, and guess what? They bring in Dyche, and now they're picking up points. Yeah. They ain't going to win every game, but I think Dyche is good enough to keep them up.
I agree.
And they win again yesterday. And we're still in the doldrums of going, my God, we beat Forest. They were dire.
Yeah.
The two teams we played that had any decency was Brighton and Tottenham, and they made us look stupid.
Yeah, they did.
So now we've got a team now with another new manager, Unai Emery, who's I've always rated as a really good manager. He's at Villa and he's got them buzzing again. Their away form is amazing in the last game.
I said a while ago they should have got rid of Moyes, but they never have. They've stuck with him. They've left it too late, I think.
I think so.
Be lucky to stay out. It's going to be so tight.
It was just so disappointing being down at the Amex last weekend where I stood there and just with complete and utter disbelief watching how we completely down tools with it. And it was absolutely disgusting. And I stood outside after, did the fan can, did my review outside, and I said, I think it's too late. And I really do. We're less than, I think there's 12 games left of this season. Now I think it is. And by the time we get a new manager in, our board are like dilly-dally around things. Whatever happens today, I just think it's going to result in the same thing where if we win, it's going to be all right. But if we don't, it's going to turn nasty. Before we get into the chat, Dad is up there today, so expect some pre-match content. I've taken one for the team. I'm here for you guys, totally not for revision for exams I've got on Monday. I'm here for you. So we'll be bringing you this, and of course my instant match reaction, where there could be steam coming out of my and Kieran's ears on the full-time whistle.
Absolutely.
I want to watch it now. I really do.
Come up on it. You come up and watch it.
Yeah, I might do.
Let's see who we've got in the chat. Mum is very, very nicely moderating the chat for me. Say thank you very much indeed. Zach, en route to the bowl right now. Glad you've gone, mate. Enjoy it, and hopefully you are that lucky charm. Lawrence over in the USA. Hope you are well. Big game, absolutely. Lions in Rice baby. And it is DT38 Awareness Day over at London Stadium. So this is one thing I wanted to mention today as well. We've gone to DT38 in the corner there, and if you are at the ground today, make sure you're in your seat nice and early to see some interviews and content from West Ham surrounding DT38 Awareness Day. And please support the cause, help out, and of course with me being an ambassador for DT38, it's a massive day for the charity, an annual event where we try and raise as much awareness as possible. So please help the cause if you can, retweet, help, donate, all of that sort of stuff to DT38. It goes a long way. Sean says, dumb to drag the whole squad to Cyprus versus a pub team. That disrupts planning for this game. If West Ham don't win, it has to go back to that in the week. Draw today is a poor result. I put it on Twitter earlier. I said, if we lose, it's an absolute catastrophe. If we draw, it doesn't do us any favours. If we win, it keeps us ticking over with the same manager. That's the conundrum we're in now, Ollie.
Yeah, 100%. But it's like one of the last interviews I did, Jake. I still think if you look at the West Ham team, I think on paper they probably are. With the players in their squad, they are probably as good as Aston Villa with the quality of their players. Villa have got the likes of Ollie Watkins, West Ham have got Danny Ings, midfield, West Ham have got Declan Rice, they've got Coutinho. It's very, very similar. I just still think, I've said it for a long time, it's the manager is the problem at West Ham. They are too good to be where they are in the Premier League. They should be a lot higher up when they are. I do feel for them if they were to go down, but I still think they do it. I think West Ham will be all right. I do. I think it'll be close, but
I think it is. I think it's going to be extraordinarily close. And now, if there's anything that epitomises West Ham more than this, I've just had an update. Guess what, Kieran?
What we got?
The turnstiles aren't working. No one can get in the ground.
That would be the funniest thing I've ever seen in a football match.
It's happening. Loads of people just put it on Twitter.
We've got 60,000 sitting outside waiting to come in.
They'll be having ladders over the roof, won't they? Just onto the roof.
The turnstiles are not working. A couple of people have just mentioned it on Twitter, and I've got some confirmation of it as well. Can you believe it? Well, let's hope they can get that up to speed. What an absolutely calamitous event that is. Hopefully they can get that fixed. Only at West Ham is what I say.
Only at West Ham.
Let's take
in my day, Jake, there weren't none of that of technology you had to do, putting tickets. You squeezed in together and you got 2 for 1, right? And got the click of the gate, that was you coming in. It was pretty simple, right? There was no technology there. But this today, when you look at what's see the European game don't count for nothing. Doesn't count for nothing in Moyes' situation here. He could have gone there and lost that. He's still here. He'll be still here today, right? Yeah. Unfortunately, he would be. And that was quite dismal. That first half hour of that game was unbelievable dismal. And for them to get 14 corners and us none tells me what we're doing. Unbelievably so. We can't be giving up that kind of possession to a team.
It looks like he's just run out of that, doesn't it? When you see him on the sideline, he's just stood there, just like looking around, isn't he? He doesn't know what to do, does he? He's like, whoa.
I just have no faith in Moyes anymore, and I lost it a long time ago, so it's nothing new for me. But it's become worse. It's become worse, my faith in him, because of the Brighton game, because of the Tottenham game, and we paper over the cracks with a win against Forest and a win in Europe. But now, to me, our home form is crucial to us to survive. But this, to me, is the first team, not Nottingham Forest, not Everton, is Villa at the London Stadium. They're a decent side with a new manager who are vibrant, who can hurt you.
I think it's bigger than a game against like a sort of Forest side, because there's a big gap between Villa and the sort of relegation 8, because there's a 6-point gap there. They are long gone out of any sort of relegation
They're
battle.
gone, mate. They're safe. Yeah, they're safe.
Yeah. So that sort of sums up why as well, that they are going to bring something else. There is going to be some quality there, and we've got to be careful. And we're going to get the lineup in 5 minutes, which is going to massively set the mood for in the ground and for us here. But what Moyes is going to do today is probably one of the biggest lineups he's going to put out. Is he going to revert back to a back 5? Is he going to stick with the back 4? Is he going to progress and try and attack teams? Plenty of questions to be answered, and we will get those in under 5 minutes time. Let's take some more of your comments then. Bookies made West Ham strong favourites. Well, I've got no idea why.
I don't know why. Why would they?
Mandy says if a point at home against Villa is good, then we are doomed. A point does us no favours today, in my opinion. If we get a point, it doesn't change the situation. If we lose, catastrophic. If we win, it sort of keeps us ticking over, in my opinion. And thoughts, better off with no manager. Players know what to do without him standing there on the touchline when the fans vent their frustration, singing "I don't know what you're doing." Last Saturday at Brighton, he comes storming out of his dugout, puts his hands in his pockets, and just glares at the away end. He has absolutely lost everything. He's completely lost the plot. Lawrence says, no time to cheer for other teams to lose. It's our time to get the 3 points. We can't be relying on other teams. Ollie, your team didn't do us any favours yesterday. Thank you very much, mate.
That's made it even worse, hasn't it, for you? Liverpool losing to Bournemouth. That's just,
No, they didn't help. That's the thing, Jackie. Them 2 results yesterday, with Everton winning and Bournemouth winning, it was that's put this game on a higher pinnacle. We are desperate. We are desperate. They've kicked us into the bottom 3 already. We cannot go into this international break being in the bottom 3. No. We need these 3 points to climb out of it again, so at least we can go for that 2 weeks or whatever it is and be above it. It gives you some hope. But I'm telling you now, this is a bad day to lose. We need to win, and a point is not good enough.
Yeah,
we need
Exactly. Let's see who else we have got in the chat. Then everybody's saying hello to each other. Usual suspect. Hope you are well, my friend. I thought 2-0 flattered West Ham versus the Dog and Duck in the week. It didn't look easy. I tell you what, I do agree, Sean. I thought for the first half an hour they actually looked like they were getting on top of us. So I sat there thinking, this is absolutely embarrassing. And then just two moments of quality from Antonio and Benrahma managed to get us up. And then we just shut up shop again in the second half and invited a bit more pressure. I do think it did flatter us. I do agree, Sean. Anthos says, I think anyone that hasn't seen us play much, I think will be all right. Yeah, I think it's, I think watching it every week and watching the crap that keeps getting worse, then it is sort of, we see the reality of it. And, when many people last week would have went, oh, flipping hell, 4-0. It wasn't just losing 4-0. It was the manner of defeat. Kieran?
What's demoralising for me, Jakey, when I watch all the highlights, all the live games of all the other teams, they all look better than us. They all can pass the ball better. Even just I watched the highlights of even the Leeds game yesterday. They might not have deserved to win or draw against Brighton, but they got the draw. There was fight there. There were highlights. We had no highlights against Brighton. None. They had loads of highlights, Leeds, trying to win it. And from twice being behind, they got back and got a point. Exactly. I don't see that in that West Ham team.
And Sean sort of highlights here. He says Bournemouth are a team and are not individuals. They are fight. They're going to go and they're going to give it to these sides, and that's the big difference between the sides down there. And I think that's what sort of separates us from the rest of the pack. To be honest, Mandy says let's guess the lineup for a free mug. I'd love to do that, Mandy, but I haven't got any mugs left. The box is empty. I've got mine one. But...
That's the right.
Kieran, have you got a mug?
No, no. I've got normally if you we're doing this I'm in the morning. I have, but today I've got a nice wine glass.
Right then, let's have a look at this lineup. Then I haven't heard too many murmurings of what's coming out. So Here we go then. Oh my God, the second name on the team sheet does it for
crikey.
me.
Jack, don't do that. Oh God, what? Before you announce it, that's bad.
look, I'm somebody that probably dislikes Kara a lot more than most people do, and he's in the lineup. That's all I'm going to give.
Please
you.
don't tell me he's right back. Please don't
He
tell
is
me he's
right
right
back. Right, let's
Oh,
have a look at this lineup. Then it's just loading up. Patience, Ollie, are you ready?
I'm ready for it, Jake. Yeah, let's have a look then.
Oh, no.
Ariola, Kara, Agurd, Zuma, Emerson, Rice, Souček, Paqueta, Bowen, Ings, Benrahma. Let's break that down. Ariola in goal, back four, right to left of Kara, Agurd, Zuma, and Emerson playing as an orthodox left back. Rice sitting, Souček and Paqueta roaming around. Bowen on the right, Benrahma on the left, Ings down the middle. Ollie, straight to you first. From your perspective, what do you make of that?
Very defensively, very weak, I'm afraid to say. I still think you missed Noble. I think Mark Noble was Mr. Reliable for West Ham when he was playing.
I'll tell you what, though. In a game like today, Noble would go out there and he'd give it absolutely everything. And he's probably a player for today, Kieran.
Yeah, he would, but he's not. And the problem is he's not there. And that might be, that's probably had an impact on us all season that he's not been there. But the fact of the matter is, when you look at Kara right back, I mean, that boy's got potential, but every time he's played right back, he's been horrendous.
Yeah.
And it was even worse when we played him left back for one game. Right?
You've got a lot of quality in attack. There's a lot of quality in attack, though, isn't there, in that West Ham team? In previous seasons, you've seen like Benrahma and Bowen, Paquette, players like that doing amazing things, but they're just not doing it this season, are they? So,
I think when we sort of break that down, Karen, so if we go through it, so Kara, weak, it's a massive boost to have Zuma back in there because, until he's gone, you don't miss how many blocks and clearances and headers he wins. Without Zuma, we look vulnerable. I think that's absolutely massive to have Zuma back in there.
Again, Zuma, they are the centre-half pairing we want, aren't they? There, aren't they? And Emerson, like I said, he's done okay at left back. He's done okay. I wouldn't say he's fantastic, but he's done okay. Better than I actually expected.
Yeah, if one player suits a back five more, it's definitely Emerson. But I'm happy to see him there. I wouldn't looking at that bench want to put anybody else there but Emerson.
No.
That's the sort of that's the sort of way you've got to look at it.
My worry is Paqueta, because I think against Brian he was abysmal. He was so poor. He just seemed to lack
missing.
Yeah, any fight, any quality at all. And he needs to, if he's the quality player that he's supposed to be for Brazil, we want to see a bit of that at West Ham. And I ain't seen it lately. I think he was so poor against Brian. We need to see that boy shine tonight, because the midfield is where it's going to be won and lost. Right? They're missing their Kamara, aren't they? They reckon he's the best player they've had all season. He's injured. And they're going to shuffle the pack to put whoever they're going to put in that position. And so we've got a chance to get at them through the middle. And so Souček, Rice and Paqueta, or Paqueta, as they like to call him, is where it's going to be won and lost, this battle. And hopefully our forwards, or our front three, will chime in and get us something. And they need to.
For sure. And then that sort of attacking options there. We have got Bowen, which is expected, Ings expected, and Benrahma expected. So overall, there's not too many things that are not normal from that lineup. He's reverted back to that back four that he's likened in the last couple of weeks. He seems to be chopping and changing between them, but he's gone back four, which many people will be pleased with a lot more. But with what he's got and with David Moyes at the helm, I don't think there's anything else too much wrong with that. Ollie, some final thoughts on that lineup?
Yeah, again, just looking at the quality you've got in attack, West Ham. That's why I think West Ham will be okay this season. I think you're going to be just safe. I think, if you. I still think a point today is a good result. I think there's a lot of games to play. It's enough games to play for to get yourself out of it. So let's just see what happens, and good luck. Really.
Yeah,
It's going to be a good one.
for me, anything but a win. I just can't accept, because I think, looking at teams we've got coming up, we've got a horrid run of fixtures. I think at home, I think we have got Liverpool at home. We've got Man United at home left as well. So we've got some better teams left to play. There, Arsenal at home as well, and Man City away. There's plenty of games with Big Six clubs still left to play there. So this is a game that we just absolutely massively must win. Should we have a look at the Villa lineup, Kieran?
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
Let's have a little look.
Nobody cares, but do it.
Yeah, Martinez, Cash, Konza, Mings, Alex Moreno, McGinn captain, Douglas Luiz, Ramsey, Buendia, Bailey, and Watkins. So, key attacking outlets of Buendia, Bailey, and Watkins there. Plenty of pace, Kieran.
That's not a bad side they've got there, right?
No.
And the boy that always worries me now lately is that McGinn. And because I think he's a quality player, he directs traffic. What might change that is if he drops deep, because that Kamara's missing. Because the Emery's been playing in more forward position, where Gerrard used to bring him back and he was doing nothing, and he's been really effective. I just think that West Ham have to go at them. If we sit back like Moyes does every week in, week out, they're very used to scoring goals early, Aston Villa. And if they score a goal against us early, it's a hard way back. It's a long way back for us. So we need to not let that happen. We need to put them on the back foot. And I'm not so sure Moyes has got it in him to do that. I hope he has, because we've got to stop them coming at us. If he thinks he can sit back for again for another 70 minutes, 0-0, and then try and nick it, well, to me, it's a bad message that's being sent to Villa, which is going to bring them on to score goals. Watkins has been on fire in the last month or so. So I just hope that Moyes, please God, that he will realise what he's been doing lately isn't working. It's not working. We're conceding goals. We're losing games. So I'm just hoping we might be a bit more positive. I just hope Ings doesn't get isolated again on his own up there. If he does, then it'll be pointless to have him on the pitch. You might as well have Antonio. You might as well have Antonio who's going to at least batter the defenders and push them around.
100%. Before we fire through some of these comments and get some final thoughts, I want to look at our bench, because you did mention Antonio there, who has picked up an injury midweek, so he's not involved. It's Anang, Johnson, Ogbonna, Downs, Cornet back in the Premier League squad, Creswell, Fornals, Lanzini and Scamacca, so attacking outlets there. Cornet, Fornals, Lanzini, Scamacca. Antonio picked up that niggly injury. He hasn't been risked. And Ollie, there's still some options to bring off the bench there. Cornet, Fornals, Lanzini, Scamacca.
Yeah, going back to like what you said about the Villa too. I think defensively, that's where Aston Villa is weak. Like Kieran was saying, I think Moyes is a very sort of defensive-minded manager. I remember when he was at Everton years ago, and he had quite a good side. But Everton were always very difficult to break down. Play like hard football. That's the type of football he likes. Whereas today, I do agree with Kieran. You need to really, really, really get at them, get on the front foot, and attack that back four.
100%.
So yeah, bring on the pace with that, with the attacking threat you've got definitely today. Yeah, use it in your favour.
That is what we've got to do. That's what we've got to do. Right, boys, get your predictions readied. We will go through them in just a second. But first, let's go through some of these comments. Lawrence, I hope you are well. Moyes has away game phobia, which is why we need to win at home, like other teams down there are away from.
I agree with that, Mandy.
The last time we won away from home in the Premier League was against this very opponent, 28th of August at Villa Park. That's disgusting. That's just absolutely awful. We're now in flipping March, and August was the last time we won away from home in the Premier League. We cannot rely in any stretch on our away form, and this is why it worries me, because I think it will go down to the final day. We play an away game against Leicester, who are currently being dragged right back down into it as well, and that's what worries me. Before we carry on, hit that like button and subscribe to West Ham Official if you're new. 30 people watching. Come on, we've only got 15 likes. Let's get out to at least 20. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel and check out our channel sponsors, SRM Camera. So now Manscaped for your below and above the waist grooming with Lawnmower 4.0, the Weed Whacker, and all that sort of stuff. Use the discount code West Ham Official 20 and check out for 20% off and free shipping over there. This is the final week you can use that code. So please, if you haven't already, get over there, use it, and support the channel. Gary says the crowd must be patient. If things go wrong, the home crowd must make their feelings clear. We can't go on like this. I agree. Moyes' negativity has crushed our players. I agree. Lawrence, 4-0 West Ham win. Someone gets a hat trick. I'd love to say positivity, Lawrence.
Skills,
honestly,
like it.
I love the positivity.
Yeah.
Sean's
delusional, Lawrence.
Nah, it's all right. I tell you what, if that happens, then Lawrence, get the
mate. I'll put my
ticket.
hands up and say, Lawrence, you are an absolute genius.
Get that lottery ticket if that comes in tonight, Lawrence. Sean says back 4 1 week, back 3 the next. At this stage of the season, still chopping and changing isn't great. Only one player with pace, which is Emerson. Is that an 8-1-1, Jake? Well, it quite possibly could be a 7 or 8 at the back, pretty much defensive-minded players, which again is what we're used to, isn't it? We need the win today.
Well, when we haven't got the ball, it's basically that, isn't it? 8-1-1. When we haven't got the ball.
Which is just boring to watch. Mandy says, Kara always looks stoned to me. He's like 2 seconds off the pace. He's just not good enough. And I'm sorry, some people say that, yeah, he's there, he's good. He puts in, for me, he's just not there at all. He's used to playing.
Mandy, what do you know about people being stoned? What's the matter? What's going on?
Jake knows all about that.
French, coming from the French league where you've got about 6 hours on the ball, and then you come to the Premier League where it's fast paced, it's quicker, you've got to move the ball around quicker. He's just not there. Cornet's back for the Premier League. That's one of the positives that came from Thursday night. He looked really lively when he came on. So if needs be, I'd be confident in bringing Cornet on with 20-30 to go for me. Anthos said would be good to see Cornet before the 89th minute. Yeah, exactly that. Hopefully we don't do that. We've run out of mugs, Lawrence. We have officially ran out of mugs. Lawrence wants a mug as well. Christ, we might have to order some more. Flipping out.
The 2 Lawrences going for a mug.
Yeah, exactly. Gary says playing on Sunday puts more pressure on us after Saturday's results. Teams winning puts the pressure on even more.
It does.
Here we go then. I see the goals for Hammers. Just don't trust Kara. Always makes a mistake. Always a mistake in him, but a win is what we need. Come on, Lions. Indeed.
I'm not defending Kara here though, Jakey, but Dawson used to make one big mistake every game, but he'd make up for it for all the other great stuff he did. Right?
Yeah.
And I think we miss him now. We miss him since he's not been there.
Oh, definitely.
I really do.
We did used to say on like post-match reviews, like he had a shaky moment, and he used to have one shaky moment a game. That is right. He used to go, oh, there we go, there's Dawson's shaky moment.
We got away with that one. That's it for the game.
And sometimes in games like that Newcastle away game where everything went to pot, it didn't go quite to plan. So sometimes it did go to plan. But yeah, we are missing a player like Dawson in there to organise that midfield. Organise that defence, and I'm praying Zuma's going to come back and do exactly that. Gary says I'm happy with that lineup. Ings to score and our record against Villa winning our last 5 games. That is very good. Yeah, exactly. They are a bogey team. We are their bogey team, so hopefully we can continue that for sure. 2-1 West Ham. Goals from Ings and Bowen. Jake, how would you like to present match of the day? Well, my application form was through a show last night, so if the BBC liked it, then I'm right here for the taking. Not much to the day right here on West Ham Official. Check that out from last night. It was very enjoyable. Many of you liked it, so please check that out after this. What channel is it on? It isn't on telly today, so you'll have to find your own means of watching it if you're in the UK. Hint, hint. So yeah, you'll have to find your own way of watching it today because it's not being televised. Predictions then. Ollie, I'm going to come to you first. What is your prediction?
I want you to take the win, but I think it's going to be 1-1.
Yeah, I think that's very level-headed and fair. Kieran?
Yeah, I'm struggling with this prediction. I don't know.
Not a loss.
What's that, Jackie?
Not a loss.
Okay. All right. Then.
You're struggling, aren't you?
All right. No. Yeah.
Go for
Right.
it,
We're
go on,
gonna
go
win.
for it.
We're gonna win, Jackie.
We're gonna win.
We're
Yeah.
gonna, we're gonna win, mate. We're gonna pinch it 1-0.
Oh, pinch it
We're gonna
1-0.
pinch it 1.
Now, you two have taken the two most likely ones, so I'm going to rip up the rule book and I'm going to agree with one of you because I can do what I want because I own these sort of things. So yeah, 1-0 West Ham. I'm gonna agree with you, Kieran, and I think it's going to be Danny Ings to get the goal. He's going to have about 8 touches in the game because he's not going to be within 30 yards of anybody. But that one of those touches is going to be to put it into the back of the net. 1-0 West Ham and keeps us ticking over. Final thoughts,
I'll tell
Ollie?
you what, mate. There'll be some great relief if we do get 3 points in.
Yeah,
from everyone.
A massive weight off of those shoulders for sure. For sure. Ollie, final thoughts?
Yeah, Ings to score for me as well.
Yeah.
I think Ings will score, whether it's a draw or a win. But yeah, just wish I could watch it. Yeah, fine.
There we go.
Okay.
Well, you can come up, Ollie, if you like. Watch it. I'm gonna try and find a stream for it, but yeah.
Next time I've got to pop up the old man's in a minute, but next time it's on in a week, I will do. Yeah, for sure.
Good. Very good. Kieran, final thoughts?
Yeah, mate. I don't think Ings will score. I think I'll make sure he doesn't. I think if we're going to win it 1-0, I'd back Bowen. I think sooner or later that boy's got to bang one in instead of just hitting the goalkeeper's legs or pushing it wide. And I'd back Bowen for the goal. I do emphasise though, I think this has become, because of them results yesterday, one of the most important games of our season.
Yeah, definitely.
We need to win this. A draw you can get away with, but it's not enough. We need to win it.
No.
And I'm hoping we're positive enough tomorrow, because I have no faith in Moyes tonight. Sorry, I've no faith in Moyes that we are going to be. But I'm just hoping whether Moyes is positive or not, the players will be. Yeah. The players on that pitch will take it and go, right, we need to go at these boys. I don't give a shit about Moyes' tactics. I'm sick of them. They're just too negative and it's killing the team. So I'm hoping all them flair players we've got and all the quality we've got in that midfield and up front will decide to go for it and win it. And I think it's essential we do that today, because we need 3 points on that board.
Definitely. And let's have a look here. Dad walking through Westfield. I've just done a video as well. It looks quite round. There he is. Where is he? On the tube. Let's have a look at this one as well. He's on the tube. There they go. You're cutting it a bit fine. Get a wriggle on, Dad. But yeah, they're just walking through Westfield now to the stadium. I'll tell you whether I'm jealous in about 2.5 hours, Dad. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Great thing to watch, isn't it, today? Wicked.
Dear. And let's take some of your final predictions. And 3-1, a couple of 3-1 West Ham's coming in. I like it. Moyes positive vibes. That would be a first. Oh, Peter, you love our Moyes, don't you? You absolutely love him. But yeah. The final thoughts to come out of it. Apparently, a couple of you want some mugs. So if you want some mugs, let me know. We'll try and get some sorted. And hopefully West Ham can just do themselves a favour for once. Flipping out. Do yourself a favour, West Ham, and we'll be back on the full-time whistle. Hopefully Kieran's still awake and he hasn't fallen asleep from what could be a dire performance. Or we might completely show better. We might be buzzing. Who knows? We'll see you on the final whistle. Thank you very much indeed, everybody, for watching. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to West Ham Unofficial if you are new. It's been our build-up show and team news reaction to West Ham versus Aston Villa. From me and Kieran, come on you Irons. Ollie, thank you very much indeed for coming on as well.
See you later, mate. All the best.
Thank you very much. Let's hope West Ham can win. We'll see you soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Cheers.